the brakes.
Yeah, watch the run these drivers get that are lined up. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. right there in the 88. Watch Burton.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
And she's all right after a hard crash, and the caution flag is out. Almirola.
Yeah, right there. He got on the bumper of it. Looked like McMurray's car, the one, turned him a little bit to the left. Thank God for safer barriers.
that was a hard lick. It's almost that car didn't even look like it slowed down as it was going across there.
Bottom. There you go. Keep digging. 3 wide.
Goodness gracious. Chris Buescher have a move. He's now backed up to McDowell. Half a car length to the leader, Logano. He's got to go to the bottom. And he can't get there, and he wrecks Logano.
Logano blocked. Logano moved down, blocked. I hate to say it. He was under him and got a pretty big block right there. You knew it was going to be aggressive, and unfortunately, cost him. I want to watch a replay, but that's how I feel like I saw that.
And then NASCAR also uses video evidence to determine the order of finish when the caution occurs on the final lap of the race.
You can see him backing up a little bit here, gets the push off of Michael McDowell, and sets this up for the exit of turn 2.
They clear David Reagan.
Goes for the move to the inside, and I called it, and I knew Joey moved down to make a block. You knew he was going to have to.
Turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
Shots into the wall with the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was a...
And it ends in flames. And right there with that lead pack. There's Smithley.
Smithley's got through the Jews.
Smithley got into Keselowski.
Gregson hard in the wall.
So is the 24 Byron. Chastain. That's a front row starting car, guys.
Not anymore.
Nope.
Noah Gragson, his only chance to make the 500 to race his way in, but this is not over.
So here comes the run off the trial where he goes to the middle, and Brad
just didn't
comes
know
up. He came down a little bit. I just don't think Brad knew he was there and gave him enough room.
Well, that's that race. Yeah, that's that desperation race that we were talking about. I mean, he had to get ahead of Noah, and he was going for it right there. For him, put everybody in a pretty tough situation.
Right.
Going into the infield, let's go upstairs. Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, and Darrell Walsh.
Coming off turn 2, Jimmy Johnson leading the race. There's Kevin Harvick, who is tucked up tight behind Jimmy Johnson. The two made contact. Johnson went around. Mark Martin went to the outside wall. There is Rusty Wallace, crashed to the infield, as is Joe Nemechek.
Got the idea you can do it just anywhere you want to. Laid into him right there and just gets him loose. Mark has nowhere to go. Everybody starts checking up a little bit, and hello.
Boy, Jeff Burton, the 31, and Tony Stewart, the 20, just makes it through, as well as Bobby Labonte in the 18.
48 car to the garage.
And that will mean that Jimmy Johnson will have to trot out a backup car and start at the back of the 500 with a lot of these drivers here. Whoa, Rusty. Another wild backstretch ride at Daytona for Rusty Wallace.
You know, you said that about Johnson's car. It didn't look hurt. When I saw it,
okay,
let's see if he hits anything, because I think he may just spin it down into the infield. Might have a little cosmetic to that left rear, but I don't think he ever hits anything.
You're right, Darrell. So that will remain their primary car if there's no
I don't even think it's
damage that's not visible.
Right.
But wow.
That thing, the roof flaps came up, kept it on the ground, and you saw the rear tires hopping up and down, but the rest of these guys were not so lucky.
And those acres of pavement back there coming off turn 2 to the inside helped keep it on the ground. How many times in his career has Rusty been in the air on the backstretch here.
Some guys, Daytona is just not good to them.
Well, at 7:30 this morning, Rick Wilson came in to have breakfast. Whoa, look at that.
Oh, one car out of control, Lake Speed spinning, Rick Wilson in the wall, and there is a melee behind them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars crashing and exploding down into turn number 1. Go the remains of the field.
Just about every car behind Rick Wilson and Lake Speed as they tangled into tri-oval here. Just about every car got involved.
How this all came about.
Rick Wilson attempting to pass the car number 83 of Lake Speed, and they touch, and it sends Speed crossways, and
Kowicki gets through in the 7.
Just barely gets through, but then they begin blocking the track. Everybody else trying to take evasive action and getting themselves involved. Nowhere to go.
From another angle.
Okay, you can see Speed's car is already sideways. He slams into car number 4. Here's Neil Bonnet getting pressed against the wall, then shoots down across the track, as does the car number 4 of Lake Speed. One car almost getting up on the wall, the car number 32.
Phil Duffy.
Which is Phil Duffy.
A big crash in turn number 1. One car in the low groove suddenly shot to the outside wall and took 3 more with it. That's Paul Menard on the right, Montoya in the middle, and that's David Gilliland to the left. Gilliland.
Oh, he's loose. He's already sideways getting in, and he just comes right back up the hill.
Looked like Michael McDowell got David Gilliland in that left rear quarter panel, turning off in the corner. You were talking about that.
Yep. Man, it came back up that hill in a hurry.
Yeah, Montoya in the 42, Menard in the 27, just victims, nowhere to go.
And the 4th car. Block down to the bottom, up to the top. Bush to block.
No.
Blocking. Yeah. Trash heap.
No, we're in grass at 2.
What a mess.
Got wild. Let's have a look.
Now, this is just a sign of how bad everybody wants to win this race. Jamie McMurray, great restrictor plate driver. He gets a good run, but he doesn't quite get there, and then he moves up to block the 48, who has a good run coming on the outside. They make contact, and here's the results of that.
Kurt Busch just went right through there in a shower of sparks. Here are the 3 most badly damaged cars. And Danica Patrick.
3 chiefs and engineers on the
back straight away. Chase Briscoe, Kaz Gralla, Anthony Alfredo is around. The 13 of Garrett Smithley.
You just knew it was a matter of time, as aggressive as this group was being, and we knew we're coming to pit any lap. Oh, bummer for those guys. Is that Chase Briscoe? Yeah, he just gets
lost
loose.
A tire or something.
Yeah, either gets loose or lost a tire.
Did it right in front of Ross Chastain, who drives by, but Gralla and Alfredo are not as fortunate.
Yeah, the rest of these guys are just victims, just trying to avoid the accident.
It'd be hard to. I can't tell if the left rear's down right there, Jeff. Maybe it was an aero thing. Just come around on him.
I mean, right there, it looked like it was up, but it definitely in an awkward position right there. You know what I've actually seen in that situation, Clint?
I think the tires
are up. But I've seen where you get a little bit of extra air to the nose. Sometimes the way that air comes around the rear of the car can actually put more downforce in the front of the car and make the car pin the nose and turn the car sideways.
Especially off the corner like that. You kind of get an aero push, you start tight, wind some wheel in it. Next thing you know, it catches and away you go.
Michael and Kyle, here they come. They got to run, but they're going to
crash.
Oh, no.
Trevor Bayne is in it along with David Reagan. And Burton will win it over Boyer.
5 1/1000ths of a second.
A thrilling finish, but in more ways than one, as they got 3, maybe 4 abreast up in turn number 4. Here they come in turn 4.
Oh, you see Gordon and Bayne, they already get sideways up there in the middle of turn 4. Woo. And looked like Jeff kind of ran down on the 21 car.
I mean, Jeff Gordon went from the top to the bottom to not get involved in that wreck. Remember, he's sitting on the outside of the front row for the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit of damage. I'm not sure if the car didn't clip the wall here when it gets loose. You see here, gets a little bit of right side damage, but then I'm not sure he was about to wreck. Yeah. Jeff was just about to wreck, and he got down there and got into Trevor Bayne and turned him.
That double wide pack in front. Oh, treble turn 3.
Reckon. Go low.
Brian Scott, Danica Patrick,
back it down. Get out of the way right
and Bobby Labonte. Here comes Austin Dillon and David Reagan to shoot through.
He was just far enough back. He didn't get involved.
I tell you, David Reagan has had a charmed life. I know he wrecked his car early, but he's had a charmed life ever since. Mike Wallace on the bottom, Denny Hamlin behind Danica. Give her a little shot there, getting in the corner, but it sort of, it's just in that spot. It's what Kevin Harvick was so upset with Joey Logano about. You can bump me some places, but there are some places you can't do that.
Aggressive getting to pit road. You can see they tried to go to the outside of Daniel Suarez. Oh, Suarez had to go up to miss Keselowski and made heavy contact with the 12 of Ryan Blaney.
Didn't look like Blaney was part of that group that was going to pit because that inside lane was fill up.
Yeah, there was no way Blaney was going to be able to make it to pit road there. Oh. But what are the... So I just wonder, was Blaney going to try to maybe sneak to the outside or in that gap between the 17 and the 2? I don't see how that was going to be possible. He had to have known that Suarez has already made his pit stop.
But he also knew he had Ryan Newman on his outside. Couldn't get any further to the right.
Uh-oh,
smash, Robbie Gordon.
A.J. Allmendinger. Caution is out. Now, Robbie Gordon in the 7, that is a car that is locked in the show, top 35 in owner points, but A.J. Allmendinger, I think that's pretty much going to probably send him to the house.
Yep.
Look at the damage to Gordon's car.
I obviously came down on the 84. I do have some reason for it, though. Coming off turn 2, the 72 checked up big time, and he was on the high groove, and he must be tight or something, so I wanted to get down, tried to get down. Thought I was clear. I was clear for a second, and then we got together.